So today we are going to be multiplying mixed numbers. First thing we're going to do is take our mixed number and convert it into an improper fraction. In order to do that, we take our denominator, multiply it by our whole number, and add our numerator. So we're going to say we have 4 times 8 plus 1. And our denominator is going to stay the same, so it's going to continue to be over 8 times 5 times 2 plus 1, which is also going to continue to be over our same denominator. So 4 times 8 is 32 plus 1, so that's going to be 33 over 8 times 5 times 2, which is 10 plus 1, that's 11 times 2. Then we're going to do 33 times 11. 33 times 11. So that's going to be 33. Bring down our 0 placeholder. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 6. Sorry, we're adding this. 3. So that's 363. And then 8 times 2 over 16. Now, I don't know how many times 16 goes into 363, so I'm going to have to divide in order to convert this into a mixed number. So if I have 363 divided by 16, I know 16 goes into 36 2 times. 16 times 2 is 32. 6 minus 2 is 4. 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring down my 3. 16 goes into 43 2 times. 2 times 16 is 32. 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I have a remainder of 11. So that is going to be my numerator. So my whole number is 22. My denominator is going to stay the same at 16. And my remainder, this 11, is going to go up here and be my numerator. So my answer is 22 and 11/16. Let's look at another one. 2 and 3/8 times 4. Again, I'm going to take my mixed number and convert it into a improper fraction. So my denominator is going to stay the same as 8. And in order to convert my numerator, I do my whole number times my denominator. So 2 times 8 plus my numerator plus 3 times, now 4 is a whole number, so I have to convert it into a fraction in order to multiply it. So that's going to be 4 over 1, because 1 goes into 4 times. So 2 times 8 is 16 plus 3, so that's 19 over 8 times 4 over 1. And then I multiply across. Multiply the numerators, multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. I can actually, just to give you a visual, so that's going to be 19 times 4 over 8 times 1. Now, 19 times 4, I'm not really sure of, but I know 20 times 4 is 80, and 80 minus 4 would be 76. So I'm going to guess it's 76, but let me go ahead and multiply it out to double check. 4 times 9 is 36, bring down my 6, carry my 3. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3, that's 7. I was correct, it is 76. So 76 over 8. Now, Again, I know how many times 8 goes into 76. 8 goes into 76 9 times. And 8 times 9 is 72. And again, my denominator is going to stay the same. 8 times 9 is 72. So 76 minus 72 is 4. Or, so it would be 9 and 4/8. And both 4 and 8 are divided by 4. So that would be 9 and 1/2. I can double check my work to make sure I'm correct. And I can say 76 divided by 8. 8 times 9. That's 72. And I'm correct, there is a remainder of 4. So it'd be 4/8, and 4 and 8 are both divisible by 4, so it's 9 and 1/2. Let's do one more that's a little more complicated looking, but it's the same concepts. So I have 1 and 7/8 plus 2 and 1/2 times 1 and 1/5 minus 1/10. So I know, because of order of operation, that I have to do what's in the parentheses first. So I'm going to work on this first parenthesis. So knowing what I know about fractions, let me add these two fractions. The first thing I have to do when adding two fractions is I look at my denominator, and I can see that I do not have a common denominator. My denominators are 8 and 2, so I have to find a common denominator. Well, I know 2 goes into 8, so I'm going to leave this 1 and 7/8 as 1 and 7/8. And this 2 1/2 is going to change to 2 and something over 8. Well, to get 2 to become an 8, I have to multiply it by 4. So I also have to multiply my numerator by 4. 1 times 4 is 4. I can add my whole numbers, and I get 3. And then I can add my fractions. My denominator is going to stay the same as 8. And 7 plus 4 is 11. Well, my numerator is higher than my denominator, so that means I have to change that. And that is going to equal 3. 8 goes into, oops, sorry, let me fix that. 8 goes into 11 one time, so 1 plus 3 is going to be 4. My denominator is going to stay the same as 8. So that's 4, and then 11 minus 8 is 3, so 4 and 3/8. Now, let me do the other side. Over here, we're subtracting. So 1 and 1/5 minus 1 and 1/10. I'm sorry, minus 1/10. Well, I've got a 5 and a 10. So now I have to find a common denominator for 5 and 10. Well, I know 5 goes into 10, so 10 can be my common denominator. 1 and 1/5 is going to become 1 and something over 10 minus 1/10, which is going to stay the same. Well, I know 5 gets to 10 by multiplying by 2, so I'm going to multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. And 1 times 2 is 2. So now I can subtract those. Well, 2/10 minus 1/10 is 1/10. So my whole number is going to stay the same as 1, and then my fraction is going to be 1/10. So it's going to become 1 and 1/10. Now I can multiply these together. In order to multiply them, I have to convert them to improper fractions. Again, I multiply my denominator times my whole number, and then add my numerator. And my denominator is going to stay the same. Over here, it's going to be the same thing. My denominator times my whole number plus my numerator over the same denominator. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 3. That's 35, so I've got 35/8 times 10 times 1 is 10 plus 1, that's 11. So that's going to be 11/10. Now I'm going to multiply across. Well, I know 8 times 10, that's easy, that's 80. But now I need to know 35 times 11. So let me go over here and I'll do 35 times 11, because that's not something I know off the top of my head. And 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 3 is 3. Bring down my 0 placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. Add that together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. And 3 plus 0 is 3. So now I have 385 over 80. Now again, I have to convert this to simplest form to a mixed number. I don't know how many times 80 goes into 385. So again, let me go up here and I'll do 385 divided by 80. Now, I'm not sure how many times 80 goes into 385, but I know 8 goes into 38 4 times. So 8 times 4 is 32. So 4 times 80 would be 320. I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 8 minus 2 is 6. And 3 minus 3 is 0. So I have 4. So I know my whole number is 4. And then my denominator is 80. And my numerator is 65. But knowing that both my numerator and denominator end in a 5 and a 0, that tells me that 5 goes into both of those numbers. So 4 is going to stay the same. 65, well, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So that tells me 13. So 5 goes in there 13 times. And 5 goes into 80. So 65, 70, 75, 80. So 5 goes into 80 16 times. So I have 4 and 13 sixteenths. And that's my answer. Hopefully that helped.